because I know you got to change it up a little bit. But again, man, the topic is still a gem cannot be polished, nor a man perfected without trials. All right. So I was reading an article about, the whole, where the inspiration came from. And really, man, this article, man, hits the head of the nail, man. It hits basically what you should be telling yourself while you live in this truth, in this life, man. While you on the earth, while we waiting for salvation from Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. This is the intent, this is the mentality that you're supposed to hold. All right. Well, real quick, let me look up the word steadfast. I've been, meditating on this lately, because when it goes into 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, all right, it tells you, man, that you are to be steadfast and unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. Okay. And to be steadfast means to be resolutely or dutifully firm and unwavering. Okay. So when I was reading earlier in a gem, this article that I pulled up, which it even looks like this, man, it has a whole good, you can't really see it, but you could just go to LinkedIn and, go into a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man without trials, by Lucius Annaeus Sanisa. All right, I guess that's the one who said it. But it's an article by Dr. Jamai Sud Hakar, so Elam. But, I'm going to start all over, man, because, this was a very edifying document or article, man. The title says, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Like these raw stones, we need a little friction to become our best. Don't look at the trials before you as an obstacle. Consider them as a training ground and improve. Okay? Now, there's a scripture that I actually want to get. All right? When you go into the blue letter, okay? You go into the word trim. Okay? Let me see. You know what? I might have to type in trimmed. Trimmed lamps. And this is in the book of Matthew chapter 25 and verse 7. Okay, and it reads, then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. When you look into that word trimmed, I want to get it in the blue letter. Salaka for being all over the place. But trimming is a part of the process that we use to lose unnecessary weight. All right. Or, we cut out, distractions. Okay. That's part of the friction process. All right. Because when you polish, when you trim and polish a gem, you gotta, polishing is actually abrasive. All right. That's something that, even I didn't know until I started getting into detailing and, clay barring my car and everything. But, polishing is actually abrasive. All right, it's abrasive so that you can put a more finer and glossier look, or a glossier look to the car or to a product, whatever it is you may be polishing. Okay, and so in this time, man, us trimming our lamps, which means cosmeo, the trimming means to put in order, arrange, make ready, prepare, to adorn. So we're polishing. All right, what's going on right now is we're polishing ourselves. All right, so that we can be decorated in the end. All right, when you paint something, when you paint part of your car, all right, that painting, you got to sand it. All right, because you got to get a certain texture to get primer onto there. Primer is what really makes the paint stick. All right, primer, you gotta find with you gotta sand it with a finer grit, and then you put your paint on. All right, and it's not just one layer, it's not just two layers. you know, depending on how thick you want the paint, so it can endure, all right, because of the weathering, all right, which be spiritual, metaphorical, man. The weathering, which the weather comes and beats, it dents, it throws shit on there, man. You know, you get sidewinded with a fucking branch on your car, on your house, you know, your land, what have you. These are all the things and the distractions and the things of the world that that try to beat up the decorated establishment that you're trying to make with your mind. Okay, so just, you know, stick with me on it. But to trim your lamp means to be put in order, arrange, make ready, prepare. To embellish with honor, gain honor. All right. There's a scripture where it talks about, you know, before honor becomes humility. So that humiliating process, man, is everything that you go through right now. All right, the beatings, the stripes, the imprisonments, the tumults, like Paul spoke about. Okay, so to be steadfast in that, though, means that you're doing it firm and unwavering. All right, these everyday situations, man, and can't stress enough, man. Jake can be silly with it. A paper cut. All right, you know, you trip off the curb. You know, face planting into the ground. You know, shit, even something that wasn't your fault that happens to you. You know, someone fender bending you, okay? You know, these are all tests. These are all distractions to really draw out bitterness, frustration, aggravation. Because the scriptures tell you, man, how a man of the Lord is supposed to be. He's supposed to be gentle, supposed to be meek. Really, he's supposed to hold his resolve through everything. Stoicism, okay? So it says, it would be, Salakia. It says, we need a little friction to become our best. Don't look at the trials before you as obstacles. Consider them as a training ground and improve. I'm going to jump a little bit. It says, what we need to realize is that challenging situations are designed to bring discouragement, frustration, and misery. What did the Lord tell every man to be? You know, put off the malice, put off the bitter envy and strife. Okay? Because he tells you that wisdom descendeth not from above, but from yourself and from below. All right, that type of wisdom is sensual and devilish, you know, emotional, personalized, all right, morbid. Okay, so these situations, whether it be that you get kicked out or that you've been ostracized from a moment, you suspended, you know, or even a brother, you know, pushing you as far as, you know, spiritually pushing you. You know, if you don't have the understanding, man, it could breed contempt. It could breed corruption. It could cause you to fall off. This is why, man, it's very important, man, that you have a proper mindset in this time. All right, we have examples of men who did not utilize certain behavior the proper way, and now you see them, man. They bugging out. It says. Again, what we need to realize is that challenging situations are designed to bring discouragement, frustration, and misery. Otherwise, they won't be challenging. It says, resolve ahead of time. Hey, don't forget the path that we're walking. All right, the path that we're all trying to get to, which is to the kingdom of Yasha Allah. Remember, man, that city that was built upon a dangerous place that we all got to go in one at a time. You know, fire on one side, water on the other, basically representing that any path you take outside of that direct path that you should be walking to Yahweh Shema Shai, man, is dangerous, and it can drown or it can burn you. All right, we got to make. And these are these things, man. These are everyday life situations, like the brother said earlier, tests. All right, everything is a test in this time. Every single thing you could think of. All right, even if it's for your benefit, it's a test. All right, because, hey, you know, you could go from there, man, and think. It says, let's see, where did I go? Where did I fall off from? It says, resolve ahead of time that the purpose of certain situations is to challenge our happiness and perseverance. Again, the mentality of understanding that, all right, I got to go in with this ahead, with the head or mindset that something that I need to take from it. I need to learn from it. I need to, or I need to possess a certain attribute, a certain part of the fruits of the Spirit that the Lord is trying to get me to have. Gentleness, meekness, patience, long suffering. Because a lot of times in this time, man, we want to get angry a lot, and it ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We angry because we in fucking captivity, man. We angry because the devil is ruling over us. We angry because the job that we're doing is being demonized to the whole world. All right, we angry because our families don't know. They bug the fuck out of their mind, and they can't understand that what we're doing is actually better than what they wanted us to do. You know, parents, man, fathers, man, they'll tell their children or their sons, like, man, I want you to do better than me. And we have found the thing that's better than what they're doing, but they don't see it as relevant. That, you know, the world shows the world pushes off the vibration that religion practice is not important anymore. You know, going a decade ago, man, that was actually an excuse. Nah, you know, I got to go to church on Sundays, man. I partake with Bible study and, you know, religious education and all that. And they would factor that in. Today, man, that ain't important. That ain't means to miss working Saturday and fucking Sunday, you know? But it says, as long, Salakia. It says, once resolve ahead of time that the purpose of certain situations is to challenge our happiness and perseverance. Once we've come to terms with this reality, we can choose joy and peace, even though they come bearing quite the opposite. And I'm going to quote certain scriptures that were said earlier. Count it all joy when thou fall into diverse temptations, knowing that it is the trial of your faith. Okay? And then it says, focus on solutions rather than situations. When we God damn it, again. Oh, God damn, why the hell does it happen to me again? That's you focusing on the problem, man. But the Lord wants, you know, he wants reaction, all right? He sent it to test you and to aggravate you. What you're going to do about it, all right? You're going to sit there, all right? You're going to have a hissy fit. You're going to be spoiled. You're going to create it into an unhealthy fixation, which goes into a morbid or a swelling topic, you know? So it says, focus on solutions rather than situations. When we focus on our problems, we give them strength and feed their growth. And really the outcome of it is death, all right? Really it's the outcome of bugging out. If you focus on these problems, man, if you stew in your own bitterness, all right, if you do nothing about the situation that you obviously have to do something about it, man, you're going to destroy yourself. And you have nobody else to blame but you. It says, when we focus on our problems, we give them strength and feed their growth. When we focus on problems, our problems take us where they want us to go. Generally, this is a place of despair, depression, uncertainty, and dead ends. Hey, being double-minded, unstable, tossed to and fro. All right. And it says depression. Hey, man, bros have spoken about a depression demon. Okay. When we follow our problems, all right, we tend to see our glass as half empty. When we focus on solutions, we take control. Yeah, that half empty glass, man, all you seeing is bitterness. All you seeing is problems. All you seeing is woe is me. All you seeing is God damn. Why me, man? It ain't supposed to be like that, man. You've been working, you've been in this thing for however many years. You should already understand, get yourself out of the situation. Pray. All right, that's one thing, man. Trust in the Spirit. Trust in Yahweh Ba'al Shema Shai. Ask him to get you out. All right, the Lord tells you that he gives you a way. He gives you a way to deliver you out of that temptation. So why are you being bitter about it? All right. So it says, when we focus on solutions, we take control. By focus, that's one of the fruits of the spirits, temperance. It says, when we focus on solutions, we take control. By focusing on solutions, we can start the process of steering our lives in the direction we want to go. And what's the ultimate way that we want to go? We want to walk in the ways of life, walk in the way of understanding, comprehending what you should be doing, what you need to continue to do. Hey, man, we have a fight to the very end. We got to be in the spirit and remain in this mentality to the very end. All right. You get consumed up in your worries, your distractions, day-to-day life, you're gonna lose perspective and um, um, you're gonna lose perspective and the focus and the point of what you're even doing everything for. All right. So it says, when we focus on solutions, we take control. By focusing on solutions, we can start the processing of steering our lives in the direction we want to go. When we focus on solutions, our lives are more productive because our goal is to exhaust all our options. This change in perspective causes us to see a glass that is half full. All right, how am I going to get out of this? All right, well, if you have an optimistic, positive mind towards the Spirit, towards trusting in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you're going to find your answer. All right? It says, when we focus on solutions, we become aware of what we have at our disposal. Yeah, you understand that there are things, there's probably things in that problem that you need to let go. All right, you need to shed off the weight. That's why I was talking about trimming our lamps. Going back to, let me get it. Matthew chapter 25 and 7. It says, then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. I know there was a bro, he posted something about that, man. Like the trimming represented, cutting off the excess, all right, the part that was already burned, in order to trim your lamp, in order to keep the flame to burn the proper way, you got to cut up and trim off certain parts of the wick, all right, to make sure that candle burns the right way. It could end up leaning, falling over, burning off, the wax spill and everything. You want your candle to burn bright in the right way. All right. So going back to this, and we are more inclined to seize new opportunities. Hey, the old habits that you used to indulge in serve no purpose. It's time to acquire new habits. Okay. It says, in most cases, we have more than we need. Living a solution-oriented lifestyle allows us to use all our resources, including our intellect, as we navigate life. Moreover, it allows us to dwell in gratitude for our provisions. Don't you feel better when you overcome the situation, but you did it properly? We already know, man. The weight of, or the outweight of righteousness far exceeds the weight of wickedness, of the pleasure of wickedness. All right. It says, when dealing with When dealing with bothersome circumstances, a grateful heart goes a long way. When we realize all that we have at our disposal, it should make us dwell in a place of gratitude indefinitely. As crazy as this might sound, challenging circumstances serve the purpose of teaching us how to enjoy the moment. Yeah, man, there's so much you can get from this, man. There should be so many scriptures already going through your mind, man. Most of what the Lord tells us to do in this time, especially being in Babylon, man, is to learn how to have a humble and patient mind. All right, because with patience, you learn to have the capacity to accept delay and trouble and suffering without getting upset. What's that gonna do? What's being upset and hasty gonna do for your situation, man? You're still gonna have to go through the problem. So what is hasting and giving up gonna do? It's still gonna be there at the end of the day. All right. So it says that life is a series of highs and lows, but we can't allow our lows to snatch our joy and dictate our feelings. Yeah, man, you don't want to be emotionally based. All right, really, that comes from that comes from women. All right, men are supposed to be men of reason. Okay. So let's see. It says, learn to enjoy every moment of every day despite what life presents. The more we practice, the better we will be at enjoying the moment. Focusing on solution. Hey, running with the Spirit. Again, we got to chew the meat, spit out the bone. All right. This is more about teaching how to live life and enjoy it. But, this is about what we live is the life of the spirit, man. We learn to move with the spirit. We learn how to understand when it's there. We learn how to grab on whenever it's around. All right. It says the more we practice, the better we will be at enjoying the moment. Focusing on solutions keeps our thoughts in the moment and what we can accomplish in the now. Hey, what did Yahweh say, man? Worry about today, for tomorrow has enough evil sufficient for it. Hey, man, you already got enough hell trying to worry about getting through just one day, man. So worry about what's going on now, and then if you make it to tomorrow, then tackle that evil. It says, let's see. Challenging circumstances provide us with a story we can use to empower, motivate, and inspire others. Hey, the scriptures were for examples, right? The men that lived before us and before them all were examples on how we should live in the time now. Okay? We pass our testimonies and certain accounts that we've encountered in America to help others be strong, to be encouraged with faith. Okay? It says, however, we can only inspire others with our story if we continuously choose positive energy. That's why you have the apostles, the elders, all right? That's why you have them, in the way that they are, man. You don't see the apostles breaking down, crying, and I can't do this anymore, man. No, man, they uphold themselves as men so that they can convey to the next man that this can be done. All right, it's been a long, bumpy ride, but it can be done, and it has to continue to keep being done. All right. It says, by doing so, we will become a living point of reference. All scripture is given for inspiration, man, and for reproof, for doctrine, for edification. And through our reports, man, we display that. All right. It says, overcoming challenges is a profound testimony to those we encounter. Human beings are programmed to connect with each other. And one way to connect is through stories of how we have overcome. Many times we think we are pioneering a problem that no one else has ever encountered. And that's the behavior of Jake, man. Jake is notorious for that, man. You don't know what I'm going through, man. You don't know what I got to deal with, man. Nah, man. Hey, man, the Lord does not make us go through temptations that no other man has ever gone through. Every man has gone through, every single man, at some point in time, as a collective, we've all gone through every temptation possible known to man. Yahweh Shai did, man. He went through every single temptation, man, through his past lives up to now, and he was a martyr and an example that this flesh could be overcome. Okay. So it says again that many times we think we're pioneering a problem that no one else has ever encountered. Testimonies offer hope when it seems as though all hope is gone. Hope is all we need to conquer fear, and hope is all we need to envision the light at the end of the tunnel, which is why Yahweh Shai left us with hope. All right, he said, peace I give thee, not as the world giveth, but what I give, because that peace is the assurance of salvation. And when you go into an assurance, it means a most certain confidence. And this is the confidence that we hold, every man, woman, and child in this faith, sincerely to Yahweh Shem Yashai, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, which is salvation, deliverance, being put back on high, having our kingdom restored back to what it used to be, living in righteousness, having the heathen in order, having the world in order. All right. And because of the testimonies that we received from the men before us, the prophets of old, we hold that same hope to this very day. It says, testimonies offer hope when it seems as though all hope is gone. Hope is all we need to conquer fear. And hope is all we need to envision the light at the end of the tunnel. So embracing life, including the lows, because they help us to better appreciate the highs. What did the Lord say, man, about those that are going to be faithful off a little? Hey, inherit much. Okay? And really, hey, man, because people put little things off as if they're really nothing. They're not really important. especially this truth, man. The world sees the truth as a small matter. So, you know, with the Lord reckoning it like that, he's going to tell us, hey, because thou hast been faithful over a little, have thou over much. Okay, so, hey, man, the little things matter. This what we doing now, man, these little things that we're doing, it stacks up and it really tips the scales for us to have favor in the Lord's eyes when he returns. So it says, technology is rapidly growing at an increased rate with every passing year. Computers are storing more memory. The internet is becoming faster, more widespread. Graphics are getting more realistic, and robots are being even more made to do tedious tasks of which we cannot do. Modern society often appears to be a competition and a race to achieve greatest technological advances possible. And everything that is nature made is beginning to seem quaint and even primitive. You see it. The world is trying to X out the ways of the Lord and his existence and his rulership. They're trying to X it out. All right. They did it for a period of time. When you go back into Revelation, the 11th chapter. All right. You know, their dead bodies shall lie in the street. And after 3 days and a half, they shall rise again. Hey, eventually the spirit, the spirit is coming back. All right. The knowing that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man, the true existing powers and rulers, man, it's being made known, man, that they are on their way back, and they're coming back to put all things back in order, and they're going to be at the top of that. All right. So it's talking about how technological advances, you know, new technology, they're trying to X it out. They're trying to X the ancient ways out. But it says, yet there is nothing at all basic about anything that nature makes. It seems ironic, too, that ideas for new cutting-edge technology are based on what nature can do. Let's see. Firstly, nature created life and everything we need to survive, which it comes from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Beginning with us humans, every organ in our body is made and positioned perfectly in order for us to live. Every single detail has been attended to right down to our microscopic cells and DNA. Our brain is also at least 100 times more advanced than the most powerful computer to date. In fact, we're still not able to understand even a quarter of what nature has made our brains do. Let's see. Let me see. Perfection indicates a state where no improvement is possible. It is the ceiling of what can be, or is it is the ceiling of what can be or is in the realm of possibility to be achieved. It's the pinnacle, a full stop. This is certainly possible when it comes to emotion. All right. Now, I'm going to switch, because now I can think what this person is talking about, you know, it's kind of going a different way. But in regards to perfection, all right, the only way we know that a man can be made perfect is through the laws and heaven and the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right. So without this, without the Lord, all right, without his, you know, supremacy, I'll say that. All right, this world is going to die. You're going to die. You're going to be led into a wrong path. You're going to be led to, you know, wanting to understand technological advances and all that, man. All right. We need these situations to keep us busy. All right. And we need them so that they can keep us, you know, that they can keep us remain. Well, hey, what is it? 2 Kings. It talks about to maintain our cause. All right. As long as you remain in afflictions and trials, temptations, and all that, man, Lord willing, your feet are going to be preserved. All right. They're going to keep you in your cause, which is to do this work and to believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to the very end. All right. So let's see. I'm going to read this, and this will probably be it, because this is actually the last part. If you think about why we feel the need to be perfect in the first place, it all goes back to self-worth. If we have a strong desire to be perfect, then we may use the idea of perfection as a way to validate ourselves as worthy and valuable human beings. In psychology, perfectionism is a personality trait characterized by a person striving for flawlessness and setting excessive high performance standards, accompanied by overly critical self-evaluations. What does it say about being a soldier in this time? All right, let me go and get that. All right, let me get it. Let me go ahead and get that real quick. This is 2 Timothy's chapter I'll start at verse 2 and verse 3. All right, it says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. No man that warreth entangling himself with the affairs of this life, the things that are designed to distract you and throw you off, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully. Okay? So here's one more. Let me see. It might be in 1 Corinthians, the 9th chapter. How does it go? How does it go? Let me see. 1 Corinthians chapter 9. In 24 it says, and know you not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that you may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, talking about the 2/3 of the rest of this world, but we an incorruptible. All right, because we have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to keep us in the way. We understand every aspect of this truth is to test you, to prove you, to show where your loyalty still lies. All right, it's showing what you really truly desire, whether you want to be righteous or wicked. All right, Malachi, man, so that we're here to discern who desires to serve the Lord and who doesn't want to. All right, so but in order to do that, it says that every man striveth for the mastery, and he is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air. Yeah, you get the understanding, man, that everything is a test. Okay, everything is there for you, ultimately to see, hopefully that you're found worthy in the end. Okay, so that's really what it's all about. But you have to go through those things to become better. All right, I'll just put it easy like that. Okay, so really that's really what I want to say. Hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Hey, man, be faithful to that friction, man. Be faithful to the pressure. All right, when it comes to you, when you get made to a lower state, you're being afflicted, you're being tested. Be faithful to it, man. All right, really, be a friend to the affliction. All right, because that is the requirement and the prerequisites to your salvation. Okay, so hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Salakia that my phone died earlier, man. But hey, Lord willing, the message has been made clear. All right, so but with that, I'm going to go ahead and end it. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, peace and much love, honors and blessed salutations to the elect of Yahweh, Bahashim, Shai, which hold the conduct, composure, and integrity. Hey, Yahweh, Bahashim, Shai, Brakatham, Kwam, Allah, Shalom. Let me see. Did I end it?